our country went under the first movement control order due to COVID-19 pandemic. For many of us, the first time this was announced, it was a moment of panic. Okay, but throughout the 1 year period and experiencing different modes of MCO, CMCO, RMCO, we have learned a lot and come a long way. So there's no denying that the pandemic has brought on a lot of suffering to many and caused many lives. But it also has been a period of realization. During this period, we have treated the environment better. We have treated our fellow humans better. We have put aside our differences. We have tried to help those who are less fortunate. We have been more careful on our spending. We have wasted less. We have given more. We have reached out to more people. So we have learned to do a lot of things online. We found alternate ways to get education, do business, and obtain healthcare. So we practice better cleanliness. We have become well informed. With the vaccine program underway, the moment we go back to our normal life is not that far away. So when the moment comes, let's hope that we do not rush back to how we were, leaving behind whatever that we have learned in this 1 year. Let us keep treating the environment better. Let us treat our fellow humans better. Let us difference be gone free and for all. Let us keep trying to help others as much as possible. Let us continue practicing the measures that keep the virus at bay. There is a Malay proverb which goes by, buang yang jernih, buang yang keruh, ambil yang jernih. So let us take the good lessons from this pandemic and keep in practice. So the key messages of this slide is ongoing global COVID-19 pandemic continues to cause millions of infections and over 1 million of deaths across the world. A vaccine to prevent COVID-19 is the most effective way to control the pandemic. So this is from Jabatan Vaccination, JKJAV. Okay, this is today up to 25th April. According to the current numbers by JKJAV, 25th April 2021, a total of 9,280,000 people already completed their second doses. The number of people that have registered to receive vaccinations is about 9.4 million as 25th April 2021, which is about 38% of the population that are eligible for vaccination. That means many have not registered yet. Okay, even though WHO has not given a conclusive number of vaccination percentage to obtain herd immunity, 38% definitely far from it. Okay, so currently right now we are in a second phase. So second phase, attention priority recipients are for elderly people, those who are in risk group, especially diabetic, high blood pressure with heart disease. Okay, remainder of healthcare workers as well as those in essential services, defense and security personnel. And group 2 will be senior citizen, those aged above 60 years old, high risk group, as I mentioned earlier, chronic disease such as heart disease, obesity, diabetic, high blood pressure, and also OKU. Okay, this vaccine will be provided for free for all citizens and non-citizens in Malaysia. So I briefly explain about this COVID-19. See, this coronavirus disease 2019 was first identified in December 2019 and has resulted in ongoing pandemic. So the common symptom, as you guys already know, is including fever, cough, fatigue, shortness of breath, breathing difficulties, loss of smell and taste. So while most people have mild symptoms, some people develop acute respiratory distress syndrome as well. Okay, possibly precipitated by a cytokine storm, multi-organ failure, septic shock, and blood clots. Remember this blood clot, yeah, because a lot of people are worried of this AstraZeneca vaccine causing the blood clotting. So the risk of you getting blood clot by the COVID-19 disease itself is more compared to the vaccine itself. Okay, so what is vaccine? So vaccine basically contain antigen that serve to stimulate the body immune system and form immunity for specific infectious disease. So what is COVID-19 vaccine? COVID-19 vaccine stimulate the immune system so that in the instance of exposure to SARS-CoV-19, our body would be able to react against the COVID-19 infection. So various platforms such as RNA genetic sequencing, viral vector, deactivating virus, protein subunit have been used to develop safe and effective coronavirus vaccine. It gives you the best protection against COVID-19. So what is herd immunity? The reason we are putting this COVID-19 vaccine because we want to achieve this herd immunity. Herd immunity, also known as population immunity, is the indirect protection from an infectious disease that happens when a population is immune either through vaccination or immunity developed through previous infection. So herd immunity against COVID-19 should be achieved by protecting people through vaccination and not by exposing them to the pathogen that causes the disease. So we have a few types of vaccine available in Malaysia right now. The first one was the Pfizer Comirnaty, which uses mRNA vaccine. So, and the second one is the CoronaVac from Sinovac, China. They use the technology of inactivated virus, and the recent one, AstraZeneca, they used viral vector, type of viral vector. Okay, so how was the COVID-19 vaccine able to be developed so quickly? So a lot of people ask, so it has developed so quick, is it safe and so on? So you guys must know that shortly after the virus genetic code was shared by researchers from China in January 2020, vaccine development effort took place intensively at the global level. So for the first time, the development of vaccines was accelerated through major global investment by various parties such as countries, world bodies, pharmaceutical companies, and individuals. So what are the common COVID-19 vaccine side effects? Okay, even if you put other vaccine like a BCG, hepatitis, whatever vaccine that you guys take before, every vaccine has their side effect. So the common side effects are pain, swelling, redness at the injection site. You guys might get fever, tiredness, nausea, headache. Sometimes you feel unwell for a few days. Chills and rigor, that is common. Sometimes you guys can have a swelling under the axilla. Okay, your lymph node can get swelled, and also joint pain. Okay, if you guys have any questions or you guys want to know about any information about this vaccine, you guys can go through to this website, okay, vaccinecovid.gov.my, right? You guys can see this under the My Sejahtera app as well. So the first vaccine that we got in Malaysia for the first phase was Pfizer, which is Comirnaty vaccine. Okay, it uses messenger RNA, which instruct the body cell to produce a protein that triggers an immune response. So is the mRNA vaccine safe? If they are based on new technology, how can we sure? Okay, the COVID-19 mRNA vaccine technology has been rigorously assessed for safety and clinical trials have shown that mRNA vaccine provide a long-lasting immune response. So mRNA vaccine technology has been studied for several decades, okay, including in context of Zika, rabies, influenza vaccine. So mRNA vaccine are not live virus vaccine and do not interfere with human DNA, right? So the next vaccine that I'm going to talk about is AstraZeneca. Okay, so our KKM have approved that we're going to get this vaccine soon. So for once again, the Health Ministry has once again confirmed that the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine will be used in Malaysia, including for those aged 60 and above. Okay. Okay, a lot of people are worried. They are anxious getting this AstraZeneca vaccine. Okay, well, we are not allowed to be cautious. Are we not allowed to question? Are we not allowed to be curious? Of course, we are allowed to do so. Okay, it's by cautious, curious, and questioning that medical science has continued to progress further. But do address your doubt and curiosity to the appropriate channel. Obey the right information and then do make a well-informed decision. Okay, it's not for me to say that we must get vaccinated, but the struggle and suffering are real. The frontliners have done their utmost to keep their healthcare system running throughout the pandemic, and now they are trying their best to make this vaccination program a success. So if I feel it's about time we step in and do your part as well, and you don't have to do much. Just get registered. When your turn comes, please get vaccinated. It's a responsibility that we should hold not only as citizens of Malaysia, but as citizens of this planet. Okay? Because at the core of it is not only about you protecting yourself, protecting your loved one, but also everyone else around us. So we have this pandemic, we have faced this pandemic together, and it's time to overcome it together as well. Okay. The next vaccine is Sinovac. Our youth and mentary minister KJ has taken this vaccine, which is CoronaVac from China. Okay, this Sputnik vaccine still not available in Malaysia yet. So in order for Malaysia to obtain herd immunity, at least 70% of our population, about 20 to 23 million, will have to be vaccinated. We don't achieve that yet. Okay, the vaccine will obtain from few different brands. With the first batch was the Pfizer Comirnaty, second was CoronaVac, and also recently we have approved AstraZeneca. So am I 100% safe from COVID-19 once I get the vaccine? Of course you are not, okay? Individuals who have obtained the COVID-19 vaccine may still susceptible to the virus. A vaccine with 95% effectiveness rate essentially means that the shot may not be effective in protecting about 1 out of 20 people from getting ill. Okay, for all the right reason, as the number of COVID cases continue to rise all over the world, especially in Penang, okay, there is so much of fear. I know people who took 2 vaccination and yet they gotten the virus after that. So all of this creating so much of fear. Okay, in fact, media projecting so much of fear right now, and we are unable to think clearly. Okay, most of our anxiety in life is because of our half-baked knowledge. Okay, we don't have all the fact. Anything that is incomplete create fear, insecurity, anxiety, and our mind has an awesome process of building and making a small stories of fear into large illusion and large fear. So I'm not here to tell you that you should take the vaccination or not. Okay, that's for you to decide. If you decide to take it, please do it wholeheartedly. Okay, I'm here to talk about today's is amidst of this fear, have you forgotten that the most strongest system in the world, which is your immune system? Have you reflected in the point that many people get the virus, many people don't? Okay, why are certain people or certain population, people who are obese, people who have diabetic, people who have inflammatory conditions, uh, who have lung issues like COPD, why are they more affected? Okay, why are some people symptomatic and why some people no symptom? So are we looking for sign behind all of this, or are we getting so bowed down by the stress and fear created by the news and society, small talk, WhatsApp forwards, that we are forgetting and keep our focus on our immune system? So we are forgetting about that. The difference between someone be able to be asymptomatic or someone going through all of its symptoms is your immune system. So the way, and also the way you live your life. Okay. So while the debate continue on the vaccination and fear and all that stuff, you should be putting your energy to building your immune system. And building your immune system is way over just chewing your garlic, okay, eating your ginger and turmeric. Yes, that is all part of contributing it, but alone, that is not going to make your immune system stronger. Okay, if I had COVID-19, do I still need to get the vaccine? Yes, of course. Even those who have recovered from COVID-19 are recommended to still get vaccinated, as it has been found that COVID-19 reinfection is possible even after you recover from it. So usually after 6 weeks of the infection, you guys can take that vaccine. The percentage of people who need to be immune in order to achieve herd immunity varies with each disease. Okay, for measles, require about 95%. For the remaining 5% will be protected by the fact that measles will not spread among those who are vaccinated. Okay, so is it possible that someone vaccinated against COVID-19 will still get infected? Of course, you can still get infected. While several COVID-19 vaccines appear to have high level of efficacy, no vaccine is 100% protective. As a result, there may be small percentage of people who do not develop protection as expected after COVID-19 vaccination. Again, as I mentioned earlier, it's about your immune system. If your immune system is stronger once you vaccinated, you might don't get this vaccine. I mean, you might don't get its COVID-19. But let's say if your immune system is very low, even though you already put the vaccination, the chances for you to get COVID-19 still there. Okay. We also do not yet know how long immunity from different COVID-19 vaccine will last. So some personally ask me whether how long the vaccine will last. Some say it's 6 months, some say it's 1 year. So we don't have the data yet, so I can't answer this question. So it again, keep your immune system at supreme level. Okay, we must continue using all the public health measures that work, such as physical distancing, mask, wear your mask, and hand washing. Is it safe for pregnant women, those planning to become pregnant and breastfeeding mothers to receive the COVID-19 vaccine? So based on what we know about this vaccine, we don't have any specific reason to believe there will be risk that would be outweigh the benefit of vaccination for pregnant women. Let's say the pregnant women are working in a healthcare center, frontliner. I would recommend them to take the vaccination. So usually less than 13 weeks not allowed to take, then more than 13 weeks allowed to take already. So how will WHO ensure vaccine safety monitoring? Okay, vaccine safety monitoring is ensured at national, regional, and global level, as is standard practice in all national immunization program. WHO support the set of safety monitoring system for COVID-19 vaccine in every country. Will I still need to wear masks after I receive the vaccine? Okay, if you see a lot of people, especially in India, the cases rising, okay, every Second, there is a death there. So many cases is because of the negligence. They think they already vaccinated, they don't want to wear mask. It doesn't work that way. Okay, even if you're already vaccinated, please follow the public measures rule. Okay, you still have to wear the mask. Okay, it's a common sense. You have to wear mask in the public places, because even if it's not virus, coronavirus, other virus, you still can be infected with other viruses. So please wear mask. Okay. So the bottom line is, please get vaccinated, especially for your elderly and parents. Okay. Vaccines are safe. We will look after you if you have any anaphylaxis, and that is very rare. Okay. Economy is very vulnerable. There is no domestic hinterland. Okay. If you want to travel for business or conferences and holiday, you still need to be vaccinated. Okay, and integrated medicine is probably the way forward, but wearing masks, keep social distancing, wash your hand regardless of your stand on vaccine. And remember one thing, your body always working for you. Every second of the day and night. It is looking after you to protect you. It is looking to repair, growth, regenerate, recreate. But are you giving the right platform for it to perform its intelligent function? That we are always outsource it from vitamin companies, doctors, everywhere and everyone else. Okay, all you have to do is give the right platform, right food, right exercise, right amount of rest, right amount of emotional wellness in your mind. This is extremely important for you because your body is working for you. Okay, your gut and your immune system are directly connected. There are so many little things that you should be doing, but you are not doing it. And you think a vaccination going to come and sort all these problems? No, no, no. Okay, a vaccination will do its targeted job over and above that. Okay, so with that, I end my slides. If you guys have any question, you guys can ask me.
Oh, thank you very much, Dr. Sugna, for the insightful sharing. Now we open the floor for any questions from our audience. Does anyone have a question?
But I have a questions. If you guys already register, all of you, all your staff?
Yes, Doctor. We already did, yeah.
That's good.
So, Doctor, I got a question. Okay, so currently the total person that has been vaccinated in Malaysia on daily so about 400,000 people. So it's about 1.24% of Malaysians. So based from this rate, from what I can see, for the vaccination process, it will take up to 10 years, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And currently in Malaysia, it's only 1.24%, according to the Minister of Health. But in Singapore, it's already 9.5%. And Indonesia 2.2%. But how Singapore can get more than Malaysia. So can you answer on that, Doctor?
Mr. Cairo Ikram, is it? Hi, Mr. Cairo Ikram. It's a good question, actually. Statistic-wise, I'm not too sure, but it depends on how many Malaysians register for this vaccination program. Okay, because this statistic is just based on the registration. Okay, we have this many population. So when we calculate the registration side, of course, the percentage of registration is lower. Okay, because a lot of people are still have this question. They still want to wait and see. They want to wait for other people. Something happen. They're just waiting for that. So once the second phase, our elderly people got the vaccination. If they think that it's safe, maybe they will come and register and come and take the vaccination. Cannot hear.
Sorry, Tan. We cannot hear your voice.
Oh, sorry. I just mute my mic just now. Sorry. Okay. Thanks, doctor, for your explanation. So currently, I think the most Malaysian, what they afraid, for me, like myself, so when we talk about AstraZeneca, okay, it's in the news. I mean, all around the world, there's a report that AstraZeneca caused a blood clot, and it also has one fatalities due to AstraZeneca. And so, from your side, doctor, so how you will try to make us confident with AstraZeneca? Because based from the input that I have here for today, I still feel I'm not confident enough to take AstraZeneca. So I also understand some of our colleagues here also still feel the same. But however, what are your comment on this and what are your recommendation, doctor?
Okay, Mr. Cairo, as far as we know, according to the statistic, because we need to talk based on the clinical data and statistic, right? So the risk of getting blood clot, if infected with COVID-19, is higher than the risk of COVID vaccine itself. Okay, blood clot incidents are extremely rare. Okay, any consequence and causes have not been proven yet. Okay, people are talking because a lot of our social media, a lot of rumors are going around. They say the blood clot has happened, but there's no proven data or clinical studies. Okay, maybe out of 20,000 cases, one blood clot has happened. But even that blood clot happened in the person who is not healthy. He has some bleeding disorder. Okay, so for normal healthy person, it doesn't happen. So I think it's still safe.
All right, doctor. I think.
Okay, doctor, there's a question in the doctor. Any advice what we should bring during the vaccine day? Something like what a medicine that we currently take?
Okay, because I practice this integrated medicine as well. So one time, I always advise my patients, keep your immune system at optimum level. Okay, before you go for vaccination, make sure you are healthy. You don't be scared. Okay, it's going to protect you. Make sure you are healthy. Please take vitamin C. Okay, prior taking vaccinations. Up to you. If you don't want to take, it's okay. But what I advise for my patient to keep their immune system good. I will advise them to take vitamin C 1000 mg. Okay, 3 times daily, 3 days before you go for vaccination. Okay, if you don't take vitamin D, please take vitamin D as well, because vitamin D and vitamin C are very important for your immune system. Because when you got the shot, right, of course, whatever vaccine that you take, it will make your immune system lower. Okay, because that's when your antibody antigens releasing. That is one of the reasons that you guys are falling sick. So if your immune system is at the optimum level, so of course you don't feel tired, you don't fall sick like getting a fever or something like that. So you guys just take vitamin C, drink a lot of water, make sure you guys rested well. Anything else?
Doctor, I have a question.
Okay.
Once say that we got COVID, and then do we build tolerance to the second infection? Because I read from an article that said that you will build at least 3 month tolerance to the virus before you can get you are more susceptible to be affected again for the second time. So how what's the truth of that statement?
Okay. Your question is those who have COVID-19 vaccine.
And no,
So,
those who are already have affected by COVID, recovered from it. So do they build tolerance on towards it?
of course, when you already got COVID-19 vaccine, your body already developed a antibody against this COVID-19. But how much and how strong is your antibody, we're not sure. So that's why after you got this COVID-19 disease, right? So at least 4 weeks, you are not allowed to take the vaccine yet because you already got the antibody. So after 4 weeks, maybe the antibody will become lesser. You still can get reinfection. That's why we will advise you to take the COVID vaccine again after 4 weeks.
Okay, doctor, another question here. Doctor, if you have a choice to choose the vaccine, what brand of vaccine do you prefer and why? Thanks, doctor.
Mr. Muhammad Aiman. Okay, getting a vaccine itself, I'm so grateful. Okay, I'm so grateful to God and everyone who worked on this. Getting a vaccine itself is a big thing for us. Okay, I won't choose any vaccine because I got mRNA Comirnaty vaccine, which is from Pfizer. I already completed my 2 doses. I won't choose because this technology that they use almost the same. Okay, they use viral vector, mRNA, and attenuated virus, but the efficacy and also the how it's going to work is the same. Okay,
Okay.
anything else?
Anyone else have other questions?
Doctor?
Yeah.
Doctor, just curious. During the day that we need to have a vaccine at the area, for a person that have a diabetic, high blood pressure, are they need to bring their what type of medication they are taking now? Maybe the box of the medication, so it's easy for the doctor before the vaccine to have a look first. Are we allowed to do that?
Hi, Mr. Azwan. Yes, you can bring your medication because this vaccination program, right? It's thoroughly checked by healthcare personnel and also the doctor. Okay, when you have okay, let's say you go for the vaccination. Let's say you have diabetic, high blood pressure. Of course, they will put you in a different category and they will ask you further history. Of course, they will know. They want to know what medication you are on. So if you bring your medication, it will be better. If you don't bring, also no problem because they're going to monitor you for a few hours till you okay. Then only they will release you.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
Okay,
Okay, doctor,
welcome.
we have two more questions here.
Okay.
How long should what's the time period that we should eat before we take the vaccine shot? Is it how long before we eat? We have to eat before the vaccine, right? So is there any time period for that?
You mean eat? Eat? Eat is a normal eating?
Yeah,
Is it?
having lunch or having
Okay, you must have lunch or breakfast before going for vaccination. Okay, because one thing is, because for the second phase, most of the candidates are with diabetic and high blood pressure. So you will be monitored longer than the healthy persons. So one is that for the waiting hours, you better eat something and go. And also sometimes it also to build your immune system. Okay, if you don't eat, you stress your stomach, a lot of acid will come out, then a lot of hormonal imbalance will happen. Eventually, it will cause for low immunity. So I will advise eat something light. Okay, don't take nasi kandar and go. Just eat something light and then go for vaccination.
So on the topic of food, today right now is Ramadan. We are fasting. Say that for someone that is fasting, taking a vaccine shot, are there any side effects, or is it advisable or inadvisable to do it?
Based on what I know, even if you're fasting, right, you are not sick actually. Okay, when you're not eating, meaning you're giving rest for your stomach. Okay, so if you ask me, you are not unhealthy, you are still healthy, it's just you're fasting. If you ask me, carry on, go for your vaccination, but let's say you feel hungry, you worried that that day you will faint or something, just eat and go and replace your fasting some other day.
Right. Okay, so we have another question here. Is it possible if Penang Port engages with Bagan specialists regarding the vaccine? By mean, can Bagan specialists provide vaccine to all Penang Port staff, or is it related to the how we registered and our queue line?
It's a great question actually, because every time because even Bagan specialists has submitted to be the vaccination center as well, but unfortunately we didn't get the approval. Okay, because this has to be carried out by one vaccination center. So there are few vaccination center in Penang and mainland. So we are not one of it. So of course we cannot engage with this program.
Okay. I think we have one more room for one more question. All right, another question from Muhammad Aiman Hakim. If you say all the vaccine have the same efficiency and effectiveness, why is the result of efficiency and effectiveness from different products are different?
Okay, if you say all the vaccines have the same efficiency and effectiveness, why the result of efficiency and effectiveness from different products are different? Again, Muhammad Aiman, it based on the clinical trials that they have done for each vaccine. Okay, because let's say for Pfizer, Comirnaty, CoronaVac, AstraZeneca, they have taken a certain population for the trial. Okay, let's say AstraZeneca take 10%, 10 people, and Comirnaty Pfizer take 20 people. But if 20 people, efficacy is more. Of course, the percentage of Pfizer Comirnaty is more compared to the AstraZeneca, because the population they use is different. So if you ask me, the effectiveness, efficacy is still 90% and above, almost the same.
All right. So I think that's all the room for questions for our session today. Before we end, we would like to invite everyone to open their video to share their video screen, because we're going to take a screenshot before we end this session. So everyone, kindly open your video. All right. Thank you, Sam. Thank you very much to Dr. Suguna for your talk today, for your session. Thank you very much for your audience for your time, and I hope we can see each other again. Thank you so much for your joining. I hope we hope you have a nice day. Assalamualaikum and a very good day for you all.